Welcome back to Activity Daily News. Here is David. So, first thing we are going to convey in this news will be the idea hedonism. Hedonism refers to a family of theories, all of which has in common that pleasure plays a central role in them. Physiological and motivational hedonism claims that human behavior is determined by desires to increase pleasure and to decrease pain. In these modern days, the development of technology is as fast as flash, especially in the section of social media network. This brings either positive or negative impact on the mental of society, as most of the people act based on the idea hedonism. Most of them has touched the negative side, especially for adolescent group in most countries that prefer the negative content, especially the content with pornography and the gangsterism element in order to release their stress in this hustle-bustle world. It is great for someone to just sit it inside the screen without stimulate it in the real life, but most of them did stimulate it out. Mostly, it causes a social problem that become one of the most popular discussion among the mouth, as adolescent is the future hope for the races and the country. Without the takeover of adolescent with moral value and perfect personalities, it would be sure for a country to be ruined. To know, brief, to know briefly about hedonism, let's watch this video.
Hedonism. Hedonism is the belief that pleasure, or the absence of pain, is the most important principle in determining the morality of a potential course of action. Pleasure can be things like sex, drugs, and rock and roll, but it can also include any intrinsically valuable experience, like reading a good book. Hedonism is a type of consequentialism, and it has several forms. For example, normative hedonism is the idea that pleasure should be people's primary motivation. On the other hand, motivational hedonism says that only pleasure and pain cause people to do what they do. Egotistical hedonism requires a person to consider only his or her own pleasure in making choices. Conversely, altruistic hedonism says that the creation of pleasure for all people is the best way to measure if an action is ethical. Regardless of the type of hedonism, critics fault it as a guide for morality because hedonism ignores all other values, such as freedom or fairness, when evaluating right and wrong.
Negative hedonism either it only brings effect to individuals, such as smoking, overeating, or initiates some dangerous action, or it brings effect to the social and a country, such as illegal racing, gangsterism that causes injury or death, and even drug taking, both that go against the moral value. So, adolescents should always have good self-control, have the ability to resist the desire on something unnecessary or irrational, and try not to act impetuously and affectionately. The most common impact of negative hedonism can be separated to three, which is the impact on individual, the impact on the family, and the impact on social and country. Firstly, the individual who practice negative hedonism will lose their identities on the specific races and religion, and also the country. For example, they don't even know the history of their country and cannot talking using their national language fluently. Unhealthy way of lifestyle will also cause the health problems such as cancer, diabetes, and might cause serious injuries to our organs that shorten one's lifespan. While the impact for the family is will cause the entrenchment of relationship between the family member because of the inharmony inside the family cause the awful attitude of specific individuals. Family will might have to suffer shame on good things done by an individual. Lastly, the destruction of a city environment and cityscape might occur after a social problem occurs. This will give bad impression to the other country and blow up the economy and the diplomatic of a country. Every disease has their cure, no exception for the hedonism. Alternatively, parents must provide family education and religion education so that their children will have better knowledge about themselves. They will also have ability to differentiate the right and the wrong, and more about life knowledge that couldn't be learned during school lessons. After they grow up, they were all equipped with moral value and act rationally while doing something. That wins other respect. Every family member should also lead good examples to the children, showing respect and empathy to them so that they would not feel themselves don't have status in the family and doing something wrong to get attention from the elders. Parents should have take time out from their busy work to accompany their children to carry out casual family activity, even watch a movie together, so that they will not spend time on something innocent or harm themselves, such as take long time in playing computer games. The authorities should organize some campaign regarding the character shape and containing moral values and society problems such as leader camp, summer camp, trip to nursing home or orphanage, and etc. That could learn how to apply the moral value in their life and will not spend time on something nonsense. They can also make friends with the same intention of lives, sharpen their communication skills, learn how to give help or request help from others when needed, and not lean on themselves. This will ensure a bright or greater future for adolescents. Not only that, they will become more concerned on social problems and become more cherished to their wealthy life and important to arm themselves with plenty of knowledge so that they could make an effort on the country's development in the near future. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you.